Hello and happy Monday! Today is the 28th of October, so we are almost to the end of the month. It's almost the end of the year! Okay, so, finished objects, works in progress, goals for the week, no hauls. I didn't buy any yarn, probably at the end of this week, but, so let's get into it. So last week I was working on one thing, well, two. I was working on two things. And then I got one more in the mail. So I'll show you the cowl that I was working on because I did get that finished. Now this is the triple cable cowl. There's my seam that Zach Stout wrote up for Hobium. You can find it on their, I'll probably link it again. You can find it on their website. I've never been into cowls. Well, I've never had a cowl. And I don't know that I would be into cowls, but this is very warm. So the pattern recommends a 4-weight yarn. This is a 2-weight. This is a superwash merino 75 and a 25 nylon from Savvy Skeins. I'll link her webpage below also. This is in anemone, and this was one of the monthly box for her monthly box subscription. And she had some left over from the box subscription, so I got this one. It was this, or it was, I think the other one was Dragonfly, but I'm not sure. And so I decided to get this one. She does have this one back in stock. She's an indie dyer, and so yeah. But one crazy thing that this does, so for any of you, and I don't think that anybody that watches my channel is, you may or may not be diabetic, but you're probably not a pump user. I do use an insulin pump, and that's what this is, that's stuck to the top of my shirt all the time. I don't like to put it in my pocket because it hits against things and it's hard to see, and I don't like it on my pocket. I used to wear it in my bra, but my old one also had a remote that I could deliver my insulin via my meter. I can't do that with this one, which is okay. I'm not mad about that. I'm not complaining. But anyway, this is a great, if you have an insulin pump and you want to wear it up here. Now, I usually leave my tubing out. I don't know why. There's sometimes that I'll just pull it up through my shirt. Actually, I do know why, because it's easier to take this off, just pull it off and turn it around and look at it and then put it back on. But so occasionally I will, if I'm somewhere and I know my tubing is liable to be pulled frequently, which is usually the house, unfortunately. Crazy places that you can get your tubing caught. So then I will stick it up under my shirt and still clip it to the top of my shirt. It is a little bit more difficult to pull the tubing up through your shirt and pull it out because you can't pull it out as far. It's just something you get used to. I used to have, I still do, but I don't use it, have one that went around my neck, and I would stick it. I would either stick it on the outside of my shirt or I would stick it on the inside of my shirt. I haven't worn that forever, but the one that the original one that I had was not for my insulin pump. It was for something else. The then I made one for myself. My mom made the first one, the first two, and then I started making them like that. But anyway, so back to what I was saying. So if you do have an insulin pump, or you have some kind of pump, I know I met a lady. It was not too long after we moved to Arizona. She used an insulin pump, but not for diabetes. She used it for pain management. And I'm not exactly sure how that worked. I know that I used to take care of somebody that had a pump inserted in their body, but I'm not sure how that worked either, because I know it had to be refilled, and that was also for pain management. But, so anyway, if you have an insulin pump and you kind of want to hide it, a cowl, if you happen to wear it, like, up here, a cowl is a perfect way to hide it. I don't like hiding mine, but whatever. But a cowl is a perfect way to hide it. Maybe you want it just a little bit longer to make sure that you're not, like, constantly pulling it down over your pump or whatever. But yeah. So, I like how it turned out. Yeah. If I make another one, I would probably make one in a 4-weight just to see what it looks like in a 4-weight. Because like I said, this is about a 2. This is a sock weight yarn, and it's merino and superwash merino and nylon. So then last Monday I got my Lether Co box, my Lether collection subscription box, and let me grab the hook. So one thing that I don't think that I mentioned last week, who all hates socks that just doesn't want to stay right, and their seam gets to the bottom of their foot and they just have to turn it. Okay, so that's not what I was going to say. But anyway, so I didn't say last week, now I've never tried, I don't know that I've tried a clover hook. I might have. I didn't try the flat ones. If I did, I tried another one, and I didn't really like it. It wasn't that I didn't like the hook itself, I didn't like the handling of the hook. And for me that's very important, just because, just a minute. Okay, so I probably should do this in a different video. And actually, maybe I will. Nah, I'll do it here. I was thinking maybe I should do it in a different video. What have that one too, but I don't like it. Okay. Alright, so I have all these different kinds of hooks. I have, this one is a boy. I like this. I like the fact that the handles are kind of fat. The only thing I don't like about this is sometimes the hook comes loose from the rubber. And typically I'll just stab it in whatever I'm working on, or stab it on my leg, or stab it on my hand to push the rubber, the plastic, back down the hook. The primary hooks that it does it on are the ones that I use a lot. And well, no, that's not true, because I don't use the B's and C's, and it's done on the B's and C's also. So these are the original hooks that I've worked with, and this is also a boy, but it doesn't have the rubber bottom. And I like these hooks okay. The only thing is, quality, I would consider this a seconds hook, because quality control did not catch, and I don't like that. I don't like when the hook is not in line, like perfectly in line with the flat part. the grip part. I don't like that, but you know, what can you do? So this one is a Susan Bates, and it also has a rubber bottom, but I don't like this rubber bottom because it's not very big. Now, yes, it's easy to hold, but I don't hold clear down at the end of my hook. I hold clear up here. So I don't really like that one. I got that one because I wanted to work on something as I was waiting for the bus. And at that time I wasn't carrying hooks around, so that's why I got that one. So this one is a K, and this is one of the lighted. This is, I don't know if you'll be able to see that very good. Does it? Oh, it's lit up. I just don't want to cover the. Anyway, I don't know if you can tell that it's lit, but it is. It was. I like this because I like the grip. I like how wide it is here. I would prefer it if it was wide all the way around. Now, these are the Lether hooks. Something I didn't say the other day is the Lether company has partnered with Clover? Clover. And so this one doesn't have a Clover hook. This was last month. This was September's hook in the Funfetti. And this was this month's hook. And I know I've shown it off before with a Clover tip in the Funfetti. And her husband dyes, for the Funfetti, Ashley's husband dyes the wood to whatever color that matches the box. So I think she said they get the inspiration, whether it's, some months it's from the wood, some months it's from a pattern, some months it's from, you know, something that they see or something that they're trying out. So the inspiration for the monthly boxes come from various different places. These ones are the ones that I absolutely love the best. Funny thing. And so I really do like these hooks. They're comfortable to hold. I usually hold them right here at this first big space. That's usually where I hold them. They're comfortable to hold. They're comfortable to use. They turn easily in your hands. And these are my favorites. I want to get one of each size of these hooks. And that is my goal that's one of my goals with the boxes, other than the fact of using yarns that I wouldn't normally typically buy at the store. So anyway, back to our previously scheduled viewing. So this month's Lether collection box had a pattern for a shawl, a shawlette, more a shawlette, not a full complete body shawl, a shawlette. So this is the shawlette. This is mine. And I didn't sew it together. I might eventually, maybe. I've just kind of been tying it together. And also, if I want to, I can pull it down enough. If I don't fidget with it too much, I can pull it down enough and have it as a pump hider. I don't hide my pump. I just don't. So that was one pattern. And the other pattern you got the bracelet. And in the video, Ashley was saying that what she does is she clips her stitch markers to her bracelet. So for any of the ladies, and I know Zelda NRJ3Z wears bracelets similar to this, to clip your stitch markers, you know, in between the beads. And then you wear your bracelet, you've got your stitch markers right there, you're working, you unclip it from your bracelet, you unclip your stitch marker from your bracelet, clip it on your project, and you move on. I thought that was quite the clever idea. And these are my leaf earrings. Well, let's see if I can get it in my ears. My ears don't want to cooperate today. I don't hardly ever wear earrings, and I'll tell you why. I used to have these really pretty dangly earrings that I just absolutely loved. Well, I had two pairs of dangly earrings, one that I really liked and I lost one, so then a friend of mine, for my birthday one year, bought me dangly earrings that were crosses. And, in the nursing home you should know better than to work with dangly earrings, but I had not ever had any trouble with any of my residents pulling my earrings out. Okay, so there's the earrings. Anyway, I didn't have any trouble with the residents pulling my earrings out, so it wasn't really a big thing for me. And I never have ever had any trouble with residents pulling my earrings out. But there was one time that I went to go lift somebody, and as I bent my knees and went to lift her, my earring, she had glasses. Now my glasses are kind of open. See how they're open like that? Well, of course, my earring, her glasses were similar to that, except it was more open. And my earring got caught in her glasses. I didn't rip the earring out. I don't even remember really what I did, but I know that my earring got caught. And from that day on, I didn't wear earrings. And so I don't always wear earrings, and I like wearing earrings, but I don't wear them. I just don't. Occasionally I'll put an earring in to make sure my holes don't close, but otherwise I don't wear earrings. So I'm going to take these out. I have cute little turtle earrings that matches a turtle necklace that my sister got me, and occasionally I'll wear those. But I haven't worn those in a long time either. But I just don't. And I'm not lifting people now, and I could wear earrings just like I could wear my diabetic alert bracelet, but I don't. I haven't worn my diabetic alert bracelet since I was pregnant with my second son. And that's also a nursing home incident. And so I just don't. And I know the risks about it. I know, I just don't do it. I'm not, my old bracelet doesn't have the correct address, doesn't have the correct phone number, doesn't have, that's one reason why I don't wear it. And I haven't gotten a new one. I should, but I haven't. But I stopped wearing it when I was told by the nurses at work that I needed to stop wearing it. I had a resident who was combative, and I went to grab her legs, and for whatever reason, elderly are very, very fragile. I never had any trouble with any resident doing anything with any jewelry that I've ever worn. Actually, I take that back. That was the third incident. The first one was the earrings. The second incident was at another place. It was at the hospital, but it was working with the elderly, and it was a ring that I had. And so I stopped wearing the ring. Did I have to wear the ring? No, I didn't have to wear the ring. I did wear the ring. It did have a sharp point, and I can't remember if I scratched her or she grabbed me and the ring scratched her. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I stopped wearing the ring. Still have the ring. I stopped wearing it. The third time was the bracelet. I went to grab her legs to control her legs, and she went to kick as I was grabbing, and it happened to run across the, you know, the little, it was one of those, one of the lobster claws. But this scraped the back of her leg and cut it. It wasn't a scrape. It needed steri strips. So that being said, I stopped. And at first, she was like, well, you just need to cover it up. And I was, you know, I was like, I'm not going to cover it up. It's for my safety that I wear this. But I did start covering it up, and I thought, you know what, I'm just not going to wear it. So I don't even remember when I stopped wearing it. I carried it with me for a long time, but it's not, I didn't carry it like in a noticeable place that the police or the firemen or, you know, emergency personnel, thank you emergency personnel, because I guess today is First Responders Day. But anyway, it wasn't really in, it was in my wallet, and yes, they would have checked my wallet, but it was like buried in one of the pockets of my wallet. Someday I'll show you what that looks like. And I did make it. But it was in there, and so it wasn't something that they would have been easily to get to, but like I said, now it doesn't have the correct address or the correct phone number. It just has it has the most important information, the fact that I'm a type 1 diabetic and what my blood type is. Those two things are the most important information. The address and the phone number are secondary, and I realize that, but I just don't wear it. Okay, so on to previously scheduled broadcast. So then, now I've been working on this little lady for a few weeks. So I still haven't finished her face. And we got her clothes on Saturday, I think. So I told you what I thought it was going to be. I'm pretty sure I did. If I didn't, well, I know I've said to several other people what I thought it was going to be. So it's a, I said I thought it was going to be a sugar skull skeleton. That's what I said. So she still needs a nose and a mouth. And there's her headpiece and her hair. And her shawl. The shawl is made out of the ZZ Twist. And I think I saw another shawl similar to this. I mean, like a big shawl similar to this. And it was called the Country Bridges shawl or something like that. But I don't know. It doesn't have like a name for the shawl on there. It just says shawl. So there's her shawl. I still have to make her dress and do her face, but to me, she's pretty much done. And then, now I don't know if any of the ladies who have made this has glow-in-the-dark yarn. I do not, but I do have glow-in-the-dark paint. And so she's going to be getting, instead of getting bones embroidered on, she may still get them embroidered on, but then over the embroidery she's going to get glow-in-the-dark on her arms. And then I haven't decided if I'm going to do the rest of her body like that or not. So like if somebody had this and changed clothes or took the clothes off, you could see the bones. I don't know. I haven't decided on that. So then the next thing that I worked on, she's still not finished. She's still a work in progress. So the next thing that I worked on, okay, I'm going to show the inspiration. Now that's the inspiration. My oldest son's friend drew this picture. And I thought, okay, I'm going to make him one. Or I'm going, not necessarily for him, but I'm going to make one. So this is how the body turned out. Now this is the fur something from, I want to say it's Loops and Threads, from Michaels. So you can pet it down so it's nice and smooth. Or you can brush it out so it's nice and furry. So he's got glow-in-the-dark eyes. He's got glow-in-the-dark paint around his eyes. He's going to have a big wide mouth with fangs and teeth. Fangs for teeth. He's going to have wings and arms. The wings are going to be red, yellow, and orange. Now I have this red, yellow, and orange, and it's also mixed with the Vixen Velvet Vixen from Loops and Threads. And this is the infamous glowworm green mixed in with the Violet Vixen, not Vixen Velvet, Violet Vixen. So I like the way he's turning out, and I think he's going to be really cute. And my son's friend said, but I drew something that was from the pits of hell or something like that. And I was like, I know. But, you know, I think he's going to be cute. I really do. I'm going to try to make him as scary as I can. But who knows. So those were my, oh, one more finished object. I kind of mixed them all up. So this is a washcloth that I just finished today. This was made out of the rainbow from Hobby. The little packs that I got from I Am Squirrel. So it's a washcloth, 100% cotton. And I actually like working with this cotton a whole heck of a lot better than I like working with the, I'm pointing down there because I have some down there, I think. Maybe it's in my closet. A whole heck of a lot more, it's in my closet actually, than the, wow, I didn't notice this actually had a pattern to it. That's kind of cool. I love when that happens. But I don't like the lily, the sugar and cream or the peaches and cream. I don't like how it's so stiff. So those are finished objects, work in progress. My Dia de la Muerte doll, I don't know if I'm gonna I don't know how much I'm gonna work on her. The little moth guy, I have, like I said, I have an orange that I used for the head. I think I'm gonna pair it with the red heart red, and use that for the wings. I think that'll look really awesome because I cannot for the life of me find the color that I want. Not in the stores anyway. And it's really irritating when you can't find the color that you have up here, and when you look for it, somebody's actually dyed it themselves, which is great. I'm not knocking indie dyers. I would love to be an indie dyer myself, because that's all I see in pictures now is colors. I see the pictures, but the thing that I see, the first thing that I see in the pictures are the colors. And the colors that I see in the pictures, I'm like, that would be really cool as a yarn. To have those particular colors from that particular memory in yarn. I think I looked at a picture one time and I thought, that would be fabulous to have the colors that are in this picture in yarn. I think that would be amazing to do that, and then to make something with it. So, yeah, when I look at pictures, I see colors. And it's not that I don't see what's in the picture and who's in the picture and what's going on in the picture, but I see the colors. The colors stand out to me more now than what they did in the past. And so I look at the picture and I'm like, oh, wow, that would, especially with sunsets. I look at those sunsets and I see the purples and the blues and the pinks and the oranges and the reds and the blacks, and I'm like, that would be amazing yarn. So, like I said, I'm not knocking indie dyers, and I would love to dye myself, but same with material. I have a project in mind. I have a thought in my head, but what I see up here, there's no, if it's a fabric piece that I'm thinking about, there's nothing that even comes close to what's up here. No fabric that I can find locally, or even sometimes even online, comes even a smidge close to what I am seeing in my head. And so I think we kind of get stuck. I know I do. I don't know about anybody else. But, for example, a diaper bag that I made for my nephew and his girlfriend's baby. He's not with her anymore, but that's beside the point. For my nephew's baby, I had a print in mind. When I went to the store, I looked for the print, and I didn't like the prints that I saw. I didn't like any of them that I saw. Finally, I bought one, didn't like it. Finally, I found one that I did like. It still didn't match what I saw in my head, but I liked